Hey guys, it's Unique here with another video. I'm coming on with something different. This is since I've become a new mother, I just thought I would come on and just let you know some of the things that you may need as a must-have for new moms. A lot of these items were items that were given to me for the birth of my daughter, and I didn't even have these on my list or even think about items like this. Maybe you think about baby wipes and like body wash and clothes and things to keep them in, playpens and things of that nature, but I didn't really think about any of this. But let's just get into the video. So first thing is you're gonna need some nipple cream. So that part I knew about because I was planning on breastfeeding exclusively. So if you're breastfeeding mostly or exclusively, I think that you should definitely get nipple cream because it helps with crack and dryness around the area, as well as makes it really smooth, especially when you're trying to get your child to latch on. A lot of the time you well, in the beginning, when you're a new mom and you don't really know how to breastfeed or how to latch your child on, it can be a little difficult. If you need help with that, also try to consult with a lactician. Sometimes they usually have them. You can see about a children's hospital, or your pediatrician could recommend one for you possibly. They'll definitely help you latch on if you're having issues with that. So I would consult with a lactician for that. But getting back to the topic, a nipple cream would be best for keeping your breast from cracking, breaking, and just overall just having a better feel while you're getting used to breastfeeding, especially in the beginning, because you're doing it about every 2 hours or so, just depending on the baby's how the baby wants to feed. And for the most part, it's every 2 hours. Also, the next thing, which I didn't know until I went to my 2-month appointment, which was vitamin D. Vitamin D is good to help their bones. Sorry if you hear that noise, it's my daughter. It's good to help their bone growth and growth properly, basically. When you breastfeed, mostly, they're not really getting a lot of vitamin D through your breast milk. So my doctor, her doctor, recommended vitamin D. And I'm telling you this now because sometimes people don't know in the beginning. So I didn't start feeding her that vitamin D until after that visit. So, but now I know from the get-go. Now, if you're doing formula on some of those days, then vitamin D shouldn't be an issue because in formula it already has vitamin D in it. But as far as your breast milk, it doesn't. So you really, even whatever you eat, she's getting the good nutrients, or he's getting the good nutrients, but vitamin D is still not a strong part of that. So you have to take vitamin D. Give her vitamin D. So the best thing that I have done was do the Enfamil brand, if you could see that. And this one is a little bit more liquidy, but for me, it's a little easier to give her than this one, which is more concentrated. And this one is just like 1 drop. This one is 1 milliliter, I believe. Yeah, 1 milliliter. I give her 1 milliliter because that's what I've been giving her. But you sometimes look just to make sure. But this one right here is 1 drop. And sometimes you end up going a little bit over because you're just trying to get that 1 drop, but this one is a little bit more concentrated. So it just depends on your preference, but I've done them both and I like the one that's kind of watered down, if you ask me. I mean, it's a little bit easier. The next thing you're gonna need, which is probably one of the staples because you were taking it during your pregnancy, before you got pregnant, during your pregnancy, is prenatal vitamins. I use Prenatal One because it's a little bit better for me. It doesn't cause me to have that sickness that sometimes prenatal vitamins give you, and I would recommend using a prenatal vitamin. And you still have to take prenatal vitamins if you're breastfeeding, just because it's overall helping your milk become a little bit more nutritious, as well, of course, the foods that you're eating. But yeah, it's better to just take the prenatal vitamins to add that little extra help in your breast milk, especially if you're not already eating healthy. The next thing you're gonna need is diaper cream or butt cream, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So you're gonna need that because I don't use powder on my daughter because I don't want to add any extra rashes or anything or any extra irritants for her area. So but I use this every now and again because she does get a little red, especially if she goes to the bathroom a lot. Which in the beginning your child will be going to the bathroom a lot, and make sure you count the amount of times that the amount of diapers that you have for number 1 and number 2, because when you go to your 2-month visit they will ask you this, and I didn't really have a count, as well as time you're breastfeeding. Time your breastfeeding on each breast, so that because when they will ask you that as well. So yeah, but I use this every now and again on her area if it's a little red, and I recommend trying to do it at nighttime. I mean, during the daytime is fine because you're changing a lot, but at nighttime really make sure you apply it before they go to sleep, just because at nighttime, depending on the diaper, they may last a little bit longer than when you're changing them, like maybe to 4 hours or so, because over time, you know, they will get to the point where they don't need to be changed every 2 hours or so. So it's better to have it and not need it than to, you know the phrase. So it's best to have that. Another thing that I got was Boogie Wipes. Boogie Wipes are awesome. Your child will have mucus. Well, my child did, so your child may have mucus, and it really helped, especially when she's trying to kind of release her own mucus, because sometimes she sniffs a lot and the mucus just starts coming out, and it's a lot it's more gentle on her nose, or his nose, whatever you have. It's more gentle on their face. Also, I would recommend that for adults as well. I mean, I don't even know if we have anything like that besides tissue, like, you know, the soft tissue that you have just for your face, the facial tissue. But I would recommend using the Boogie Wipes because they are awesome. Another thing is the nose Frida. So mine is being cleaned right now, just because she uses it, or I use it a lot for her. But I'll insert a picture of it here. But yeah, the nose Frida helped me out so much in the beginning, because of course you trying to use the squeeze. I'm not sure what you call it. I'm trying to think of the name of it, but I don't even have it on me at the moment. But it's one of the things you suction out their like you suction out your ears or your nose. Those are a little bit too big for their nostrils. So it helps when you have something that you can use for just to suck it out. And that's what the nose Frida does. They also come with a filter. So it's not like you're sucking it into your mouth or anything. You're just sucking it out of their nose to help them breathe a little bit clearer. Because sometimes that mucus backs up and then they'll start to kind of choke on it a little bit. I mean, it comes up, but you know, it's probably a little bit more uncomfortable for them, so it's just helping them. But yeah, nose Frida is definitely a plus. Another thing you're going to need is either a lotion and this is one that's recommended by her doctor. It's sensitive, as well as Vaseline. Vaseline is probably the best. Not gonna harm their skin or anything like that. It's a little bit, and it's not that expensive. So it works for everything. Another thing that this works for is something called the Wendy. So your child may experience like gassy stomach and things of that nature that is really hard for them and painful, and they'll start to cry a lot. So the Wendy was recommended by her doctor, and it helped so much when she had gas that she couldn't relieve or get out, even when you're rubbing her stomach and things of that nature. And you use a little bit of Vaseline on the tip of it. Let me see if I can show you get one out, because I haven't used them all, because she didn't need for us to use them all. But this is kind of what they look like. You see Yeah, so you apply the Vaseline to their area, just a little bit, and well, to their butt area, just a little bit, and then you push this in enough, and once you hear a whistle, that kind of like signifies that the gas, that kind of relief their gases. Just make sure you have a diaper handy too, because it can relieve something else. Because it's helping relieve their stomach of any trapped gases, or even if they have to go to do number 2. It helps with that as well. So yeah, that is one of the things. This actually I bought because this is when I consulted her doctor to try to see what would be best for that. Another thing that helped was saline drops. They helped just to put the drops in her nose and just let it sit, because she sniffs up a lot. And when she sniffs, it sniffs it up, and then I take the nose freedom and suck it out. So it kind of helps kind of clear her airway in that sense, because they're starting to try to breathe and everything. They're doing all this from the beginning, trying to function, their body's trying to function normally and properly, and it takes some time for their body to kind of regulate. So a lot of this stuff is like the trapped mucus and things like that is them just trying to breathe regularly out of all of that. And make sure, another tip, make sure after you breastfeed them that you're holding them up for 15 to 30 minutes. I would say in the beginning, as long as you can, at least 30 minutes, because if you lay them down, sometimes they'll have a choking reaction. Even if they're laying on their back, they're properly laying on their back, they'll have a choking reaction, and that will cause you to panic. Believe me, I've been to the emergency room too many times as a new parent because I didn't know what was going on. Her head was shaking and everything, and I was like, what is this? But it's most likely because of not being held long enough or upright long enough, so that the food can kind of slowly, kind of process itself. As just like our food try to digest, their food needs to digest as well. So, I know sometimes you're so tired and just want to lay them down, but try your best. Even set a timer, which will help. Another thing is when they start to teethe, some kids teethe a little earlier, sometimes around 3 months. So I would suggest that you get an Orajel, something that's for babies. It's for babies 3 months and up. So get that for their mouth. This is daytime and nighttime. So it will probably help a lot, and you just rub it on their gums just to kind of help ease that, as well as teething. Anything dealing with teething you need to get because it helps a lot. I'll insert a picture of one of the ones that she has that is like our favorite, but we have to really look to find it because Target doesn't have it anymore. Well, the Target that we have out here doesn't have it anymore, and that's where we got it from. Another thing that you possibly need, which will help you as well as baby, is a swaddle. Oh my God, this thing. If I had known about this from the beginning, I would have gotten this. But it opens up and you kind of fold it over. It's like an easy one. It zips up in the middle. It's like a zipper part up in the middle right here. You put them in and you zip them up, and then you fold it over. Now our child is too old for this right now, so she's kind of too big. So we use a sleep sack, which is almost the same thing except for her arms are out. A swaddle, you can kind of put the arms in. This one, which is nice, which you can either put one arm out, one arm in, or both arms in, both arms out, whichever one you prefer for your child. Just things that I didn't even think of, just because I didn't know. I just got the basic necessities, the wipes and bottles and things of that nature, but I didn't know anything about these until it actually happened. So I'm just letting you know before it happened. So if you don't have these products in your baby list or in your mind or any of that, then you can start having them so they can help you and your baby. So once again, I just want to thank you for watching my channel. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for just viewing the video. And I hope to see you soon. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, please leave them down below, and rate, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for watching. Bye.